Okay, so here's the thing. I moved to Chengdu. Okay, so today I find myself in the Tazishan Park, Tazishan Gongyuan, which is in the eastern part of Chengdu, pretty close to the center of the city-ish. But yeah, I'm kind of just walking around today. Currently, it is the national holiday week in China, which means everybody's got a full week off. Or mostly everybody has a full week off. I actually don't know about that. Maybe just like corporate workers, office workers, etc. So it's pretty busy out today. But yeah, the whole point of this video really is that I want to talk to you guys about yeah, my YouTube situation, my upload schedule. You know, I've been a little bit inconsistent uploading recently. So yeah, let's get right into that. So yeah, really what I want to talk about in this video is exactly why I've been inconsistent with my upload schedule. And also, I guess, how I ended up moving to Chengdu, because that's obviously a big deal. So I think probably the best point to start from is from when I started uploading my China adventure videos on YouTube. So Lou and I planned a trip to travel to China for 1 full month from April until the end of April. So the beginning of April until the end of April. So essentially what I did was I filmed as much as I could every day to have enough content to work with to, I guess, train myself in videography, cinematography, editing, even just how like YouTube works, the algorithm and whatnot. It was really essentially, the best way to summarize it is it was a passion project. So after we shot all the footage in that full month, we came back to Toronto in the beginning of May. And that's really when I started the whole editing thing and uploading to YouTube. So essentially what I wanted to do right from the beginning was create quality cinematic style vlog videos. And I didn't want to settle for average. I wanted to go for something that was very cinematic and well put together right from the beginning. So I knew this was going to be a project that was going to last months, to be honest. It was definitely going to last months, which it has, because I'm not done editing all my videos from that 1 month trip, as you can tell. So I began editing the videos at the beginning of May and started to slowly release them. In the beginning, I believe I was doing maybe 2 a week, because to be frank, I actually didn't have a job at the time. I was kind of in between jobs, so I had a lot more time to edit, especially in that more cinematic style, which is very time consuming. So fast forward towards the end of the summer, you may have noticed that the uploads started to become a little bit more inconsistent, I would say. So of course I want to apologize for that, but there are reasons for that. It wasn't just laziness, because I was really enthusiastic to edit the videos. It was just trying to find the time to edit videos, especially in that type of quality where it's going to be more time consuming. Sorry, I know this is becoming very long-winded, but we're getting there, we're getting to the point. So towards the end of the summer, when things really started to slow down with my uploading schedule, it's because I was going through a big move to China. So in the background, while I was editing these videos throughout the summer, doing this whole passion project of mine for YouTube, I was also applying for teaching jobs in China. That wasn't something that I decided just because of our 1 month trip in China. It was actually something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. I used to live in Japan years ago, and it was always my goal to move back abroad again. I didn't know if it would be Japan or somewhere else. I met Lou and I learned a lot about China, and it just so happened to be China that I chose to move back to. Sorry, not moved back to China, I meant move back abroad again. So as I said, I was applying for these jobs during the summer while I was also editing these videos. I also had some freelance projects on the side that I was working on I don't know if I mentioned this in a video before, but I'm a graphic designer and art director by trade. So I was kind of doing that in the background. So I actually had a fair amount of time to edit.
Sorry, I wasn't laughing at those girls. I was just being awkward because they were holding a large camera and microphone and were making hard eye contact. I don't know if they wanted to interview me or something, but I just laughed and carried on with my own filming.
So I actually had a fair amount of time to edit. And you know, the freelance, it didn't take up like full-time hours. So I had a lot of flexibility and free time with my schedule to be able to really edit these videos. But then as I got closer to the move at the end of the summer, and closer to September when my job was gonna start in Chengdu, I got really busy. You know, leaving the country, it's a lot of effort. It's a lot of effort to really pack up everything you have in one country and move to another. And I was just getting really busy, and the editing became more difficult to squeeze into my schedule. And even more so when I ended up actually getting here in China. So now fast forward to the beginning of September, I started my teaching role here in Chengdu, and things got even more busy. So it's not just the process of moving to a new country, it's also, I guess, becoming accustomed to that new lifestyle in the new country that you've moved to. For those of you who've, you know, moved from country to country, you know what I'm talking about. You know, it's a lot. It's a lot to adapt, and it takes a lot of physical and mental efforts. Not saying that's a bad thing. That's obviously a good thing. But yeah, it just takes up a lot of time. And not just that, but the teaching role that I now had was very much different than that freelance flexible schedule that I was coming from during the summer editing videos. I went from being able to essentially work whenever I wanted to now working a set schedule, you know, from 8:30 in the morning till 5:30 in the evening. And this is also from Monday to Friday as well. So definitely a totally different schedule. You know, I do have my evenings open, of course, and my weekends as well, but I've only been here for a month, and there's, you know, a lot that I needed to do to get things together, really. You know, I had to find an apartment. I needed to do a lot of like visa type of stuff. Also just learn how to do the job, because actually this is my first teaching role I've ever had. So, you know, in the evenings I was really also learning and teaching myself how to be a teacher. Again, sorry, I'm getting very long-winded with this again, but what I'm trying to say, it's just been very busy. It's been very busy, and it's something that's unfortunately non-avoidable. But I feel like things are getting better now, hence why I'm out here filming. And now it's been about a month. We're in October right now, as I'm filming this. And yeah, it's been a month, and I think I'm starting to finally get comfortable with my new schedule. So as I get more and more comfortable, I think I'm gonna have a better feel for how I'm able to film and edit these videos, because it's something I very much want to get back to. But yeah, of course, I definitely feel like I really owe it to you guys to get back on track, especially for those of you who subscribe to me and have watched my other videos. Yeah, this is me basically saying that I think I'm getting to a point now where I'm gonna be able to do that for you guys, to be posting again consistently. So the other thing is, you know, I mentioned how I was trying to go for this really cinematic, high quality style right from the beginning. I would like to maintain that as much as possible, but I do understand with my new schedule, you know, less time to edit, that I do need to adapt, and my content is going to change in style, I think, slightly. I don't know how yet, but I will, of course, try to maintain that high quality cinematic style as much as possible. So I really hope that you guys can stick around and get excited to see really how my content is going to evolve for you guys. I know I've set the bar really high for myself with the style that I was producing from our 1 month trip in April. But I, of course, will try to maintain that as much as possible. I don't think it's a matter of cutting corners. I think it's just a matter of adapting the content to a similar style, but something that's slightly different and more efficient. Not necessarily cutting corners, but more efficient. And so with that being said, I want to go back to mentioning that everything you guys have watched on my channel has pretty much been from this 1 month trip in April. And now I would like things to be a bit more in real time. So right now I'm filming this in the first week of October, and hopefully it's something that I can have uploaded by the end of the week for you guys. So yeah, I really want to start doing things in real time now and kind of move beyond this 1 month trip / China Adventure series that I had going on. With that being said, in my last video, I did promise you guys another video from that series of us going to Dali, which was towards the end of our trip in April. But on top of that, we also went to Chongqing right after that. So there is still probably, I would say 4 to 5 more videos I could get out of all that footage that I filmed. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to condense it into one more video where we spend our time in Dali and then have a brief summarization of our last week in Chongqing. Let me know what you guys think. Do you want to see that? Do you want to see a finale video to that China Adventure series? Or do you want me just to hop straight into the more day-to-day life here in Chengdu? I'm leaning towards having one more video in that China Adventure series just to wrap things up. But again, I also want to hear what you guys think. And I think the reason why I lean towards doing one last video in the China Adventure series is because, you know, I do owe that to you guys who were especially here from the beginning to watch that series. But also, just from a storytelling perspective, I think that story needs to be wrapped up. There needs to be a conclusion to that. And I don't think this update video I'm giving you guys now is enough. But again, let me know what you guys think. That's just what I'm leaning towards. But again, I want to give you guys a voice on this and see what you think. Also, side note, I know I'm really bad at this whole walking and talking to the camera thing. Still getting comfortable doing that. I've always been the guy who's behind the computer or behind the camera, not in front of it. So I'm still getting comfortable with that, but I don't know. Let me know how you think I'm doing. But yeah, I really just want to say thank you to everyone for sticking around. I appreciate you being patient.
I meant to say patient, not patience. Good thing I'm only an English teacher for kindergarten students, eh?
In my absence and inconsistency with uploading. But I'm here to say that I see things getting better. They might still be slightly inconsistent in the next while as I still continue to get comfortable with my schedule. But as I mentioned before, I do see things getting better. So I'm hoping I can be more consistent. But Chengdu is an absolutely beautiful city. I'm really happy that I made the move here. And yeah, there's just a lot to do here. There's a lot to see, a lot to show you guys, and I'm really excited to get to that content and for you guys to see what it is like to live here in Chengdu. Also, lastly, some of you are probably wondering, where's Lou? Where's Lou in all of this? Where is she? Well, she's still in Canada because we actually broke up. Nah, just kidding. We're still together. We're going strong. We're going strong. Bruh. She's actually going to be here in just about 3 weeks. She had some things to wrap up there before I moved here. Of course, we would have liked to move here together, but things didn't line up. But they still lined up decently close enough that we only had to do long distance for about 2 months, which is not all that bad. Not to say it hasn't been hard, but we're getting very close to when she's going to be here. So I'm very, very excited. And also let me know if you like this whole walking and talking to you guys type of thing. I kind of like it actually. It makes me, I guess, build up my confidence level, walking around filming myself and talking. But also I think it allows me to connect with you guys a little bit more through a verbal way rather than just a, I guess, artistic visual way. So yeah, just thank you guys again for sticking around to my channel, or even just through this video, because I know I'm, again, really bad at talking to the camera like this. Things become very long-winded with me. I cannot help it. I am not the best person at socializing because I was a very awkward teenager, but that's a story for a different day. But yeah, thank you guys again. Really, really thank you.
So, that's it for my life update, everyone. Thank you for sticking around. There's a lot more videos on the way. So if you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button, and also please drop a like and a comment if you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.